And he apologized to me for using the F-bomb, because the Lions lost.
Yeah, I was really upset.
Yeah, and I guess, Kevin, get that off there. And you're right, John, out, deleted. Yeah, but I mean, all the commerce coming down from Canada.
Call to order Charter Township of Plymouth Board of Trustees regular meeting, Tuesday, February 10, 2026, 6:30 PM. Roll call.
Trustee Buckley.
Here.
Trustee Clinton.
Here.
Supervisor Kermy.
Here.
Treasurer Dorshevitz is excused. Trustee Groth.
Here.
Trustee Stewart.
Here.
Clerk Forba, here. We have a quorum.
Okay, pledge allegiance. I pledge allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Approval of the agenda, but we're going to ask to reorder it. On the new business, we're going to put the Veterans Commission presentation first.
Okay, so that's
So
gonna
number
be
4 will become number 1.
Number 1, okay.
And then we could also do 3 right after 4, the
Okay,
chaplains.
that's great.
Let's do that.
Wonderful.
And then this is kind of like police night. Almost every item on here is police related. All right,
Mr. Supervisor, I move for the approval of the agenda as amended for Tuesday, February 10th, 2026.
Second.
Second by Buckley. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
Approval of the consent agenda.
Mr. Supervisor, I move for the approval of the, excuse me, consent agenda for Tuesday, February 10th, 2026, and this requires a roll call because there are a couple of resolutions. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Trustee Groth. Clerk Forba, yes. Trustee Stewart.
Yes.
Trustee Groth.
Yes.
Supervisor Kermy.
Yes.
Trustee Clinton.
Yes.
Trustee Buckley.
Yes.
Motion carries.
So public comment, limited to 3 minutes on non-agenda items.
Are we doing the recognition?
Do the presentation.
Oh, yeah,
Assistant Chief Vicar?
we forgot the most important thing.
We didn't.
The recognition of the Assistant Police Chief Daniel Kudra, who's retiring.
Thank you, Mr. Supervisor, Board of Trustees. This is an exciting time for Dan Kudra and his family, as Dan, as our Assistant Chief, will be retiring, but he'll be accepting the position of Chief of Police at Washtenaw Community College. And Dan has worked very closely with the Board of Trustees over the years, so I felt it was very important to acknowledge him today in front of the board and in front of our residents. Dan has some very important people here that are in the gallery. Dan, if you want to introduce your family that are here.
I will. Thank you, Chief. Board, I appreciate the opportunity here to be before you today. With me, I have my mother, Kathy Kudra, right here. My father, Ron. My wife, Denise. My super fan Pam in the back, not a family member, but almost a family member. We call her the president of my fan club at the police department. My children are not here. My two girls have college classes this evening, and my son is at his archery practice, which his coaches will not let him get out of. So they're not here, but they're with us in spirit. So thank you, Chief.
Every year, part of our awards presentation, we have Officer of the Year as our top award. The number 2 award is the Chief Citation. And tonight, I would like to award Assistant Chief Dan Kudra with the Chief's Citation. And I'd like to read the citation. In recognition of over 25 years of dedicated service to the citizens of Plymouth Township and to the Plymouth Township Police Department through exemplary leadership and service as Assistant Chief, you have strengthened the department and made a lasting impact on the community that you have served. And here's your citation for your... We have a few of our community members that we're just going to say a few words, if that's okay. We have 2 members of the Sikh community, Mr. Dillon and Mr. Gill, who are here. They were just going to say a few words about Dan and his relationship with the Sikh community.
Board of Trustees. Okay, sorry. Hi. Thank you. To the board, thank you for allowing us in and having a few words. But here, I know it's an important meeting for you. My name is Mohendra Pal Singh Gill. I am known as Paul Gill. I'm the chairman of the Sikh Foundation, which is a Gurdwara not too far from here. And we got about 400 what we call Sangat, people. Our community consists of about that. And we've been there for nearly 20 years. I'm the chairman. I have with me Sukhpal Tillon. He's a member of the board too. He just came back from India last night, so he may go to sleep. So be careful. I asked the Chief Natal, who I go back with about nearly 20 or 25 years, and his dad and ma are sitting there because I'm an ex-Ford guy. I've worked for Ford for about 8 years, and I retired about 23 years ago. So when I found out that Anne and Jim are coming, it just added to the delight, and thank you for letting them in too. So a little bit about why, my real good friend who had developed a super relationship with Daniel Kudra. There was a time about 8-9 years ago when there was 8 or 9 years ago that we felt that we have to boost up the security in the building. And especially our main services are on Sunday, but we also have many other important events. So we came and talked to the chief, and Kudra was appointed as a liaison between us. And we have developed such a relationship with him that we will miss him. But I also want to thank the chief. Whenever he couldn't come on Sundays or other times, he would always send an officer there. Having a police car and an officer dressed up, not only outside, the police car was posted outside, and the person who was representing you, he was inside. They did a superb job, excellent relationship with the community and even the young people. I was so happy with. Now, of course, Assistant Chief Kudra, he was not the Assistant Chief at that time, that even the young people would come up to him. And so that relationship has carried on. We'll miss him, I've told him that he is welcome any day to come and have any of you want to come and have a meal with us. The best time really is on Sunday morning. That's the breakfast, all right? And then if you want to stick around, you can get lunch too, okay? But you're welcome. Please come. And because right now, we are going through a little construction phase. It'll be done in another 2 months. But we're still carrying the services on. So I want to give something to the assistant chief who's leaving you guys, because he's going to come back, okay, and see us, and I hope he does. This is a gift to you. There's a note from me to you in there, and when you read it, thank you very much, everybody.
Assistant Chief Cooter, I hope you understood he said you are going to be coming back.
Thank you, Sandy. That's a great point.
You're welcome.
And I had one more speaker, Pam. Would you come up for? Thank you. Pam was going to make a few comments about her relationship with Assistant Chief Kudra.
Hi, Dan. Thank you. I want to congratulate Dan on his retirement and wish him success in his new position as Police Chief of Washtenaw Community College. My name is Pamela Stopper, and I've known Dan Kudra for 21 wonderful years. Our paths crossed when my husband passed away at my home. I called 911, and Officer Kudra was the officer that was dispatched. He completed the report that he needed to do and stayed at my home most of the day, making sure that I was going to be all right. I don't remember anything else that happened that day except for his kindness and support. Since that time, he has checked up on me 5 to 6 times a year for the 21 years that have passed. During COVID, he called me every week, making sure that I was healthy and had enough food to eat. I have been blessed having Dan Kudra in my life. I know for a fact that if I hadn't had his support and kindness, I would not have made it this many years. Everyone laughs because they say that I'm the president of his fan club, but that's an honor that I cherish. It is a fan club that every resident should be a member of. His leadership, kindness, and willingness to step in to protect me is something that I will keep in my heart forever. This past fall, I was fortunate to participate in the Citizens Police Academy that Dan created and made sure that everyone that participated felt like a valued and respected resident. All of us learned and participated in so many things, like using the radar gun to track speeds, learning about homeland security, drug enforcement, investigations, crime scenes, and meeting the amazing officers and detectives involved. Fingerprinting, seeing a courtroom and meeting the judge, getting a chance to be inside the Bearcat Special Operations Vehicle, experiencing what night vision was like looking through special equipment, participating in a gun simulator, meeting the traffic officer and learning about his job and being able to see the inside of a police car, and the tour of the Plymouth Township Police Department and meeting the brave and caring people who take the 911 phone calls and handle them so professionally was unbelievable. All of us in the class gain a new perspective and respect for the wonderful police that protect and serve all the residents. Chief Nitel also had a major role in the program and is a kind, wonderful, and supportive police chief that we are so fortunate to have in Plymouth Township to protect and care for all of us. Plymouth Township has been blessed having Dan protect and serve all the residents. While I'm happy that Dan is getting the chance to serve at Washtenaw Community College, and I wish him the best for his new career, but I'm going to really miss him. I want to leave all of you with a thought. Dan worked for the Plymouth Township Police Department for 25 years, and while he was here, gave all of us a gift of leadership, kindness, and support. It is our responsibility to carry it forward to help others. Instead of challenging each other to prove you are better, practice kindness and support for each other. My grandfather always told me, until you have walked a mile in someone else's shoes, please be kind. Congratulations, Dan, on your retirement, and best wishes in your new career.
I wasn't told that I'd be speaking. I didn't prepare anything, but thank you very much to all the members of the community who came out to support me on the acknowledgement from the chief here. You know, it's been a wonderful career here. It's been an honor and a privilege to serve the residents of this community. As I move forward in my career, and I start at Washtenaw Community College next week, you know, it's mixed feelings, right? I mean, this is the only real job I've ever had. I've had the privilege of working with just consummate professionals at this police department. We truly have a wonderful, incredibly educated, highly trained group of people serving the community. I've had the privilege of working with a number of different elected officials, board members, and township employees over the years. I've worked closely with, I think, each and every member of the board here for years. It's truly been a wonderful place to work. It's been a very supportive environment the entire time that I've been here, and I don't have anything but wonderful things to say about my time here. So thank you very much. I appreciate the members of the SIC community. As Mr. Dillon and Mr. Gill know, you will be seeing me on Sundays, and I'll bring Ava, and we'll have some samosas. And then Pam, I appreciate it. You're making me emotional up here. But thank you for the opportunity to serve the residents of this community. It's really been an honor and a highlight of my professional career. Thank you.
Well, you will be very missed. You'll do a great job. You'll do a great job.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, Officer Kudra, you have stood the test of time. When you called me to walk 2 miles with you on Hines Park, as we did, we questioned each other back and forth, checking each other out. We found out we were both pretty clean. I didn't tell you that I had had a colonoscopy that morning. I challenged you on certifications and living up to principles and practices of law enforcement all across Michigan. You met my challenge. My first cousin, Dr. Noel Boofy, authored the first principles and practices and rules for the police officers all across Michigan in 1965 as an appointee of George Romney. I was very grateful that you put pen to paper and said, these are the standards we're going to live by. These are our goals. These are the rules we're going to follow from A to Z. On a personal note, it was delightful for me to see you so involved in the community as I believe in and have lived, because I saw your wife in Kellogg Park on a Friday night in the summer, involved in the community. Last but not least, you are onward and forward to a very good friend of mine. Having been the only state rep endorsed by his father, our 14-year Governor William Milliken, the chairman of the board of the Washtenaw Community College is Bill Milliken, Jr. So he's a commercial realtor in Washtenaw, and our loss is going to be their gain. I can't begin to thank you enough.
Anyone else?
He just promised you that he's going to continue to be following you and watching you to be sure that you live up to the standard that has been set. Yes.
Anyone else? All right, thank you for that great presentation. Let's move on now to the presentation from the Veterans Commission.
Public comments?
Oh, public comments, well, we forgot about them. Public comments for non-agenda items. Anyone? No?
All right.
All right, then we'll move on to the Veterans Commission presentation from Jackie, and how do you pronounce her last name?
Lishotis.
Say it again.
Lishotis.
Lashotis. Right
Right there,
there.
right up there. Thank you,
Speak
Jackie.
into the microphone.
Hello. Test. Up a little bit. Thank you very much. I'll wait till everyone clears out. Oh, I'm not as nervous now. Half the people. Just kidding. Wonderful. Okay, here we go. Good evening, everyone. My name is Jacqueline Lashotis. I am a commission member in the Veterans Commission of Plymouth Township. I'm so excited to talk with you this evening. We have a great presentation for you, and we've had quite a year as our second year as a commission. So we'll get started. This is our commission was created in 2023. This is a brief overview, but ultimately what we want to do as a commission is really engage our community. We have a large population of veterans in Plymouth Township, and what we want to do is be sure that we're actively showing them that we honor them and care about them, and that we have a lot of resources available to them. So what you're going to see throughout this brief few minutes is what we've done this year to do exactly that community involvement on a lot of different facets. So you can read that another time if you'd like.
We need you to speak, I know it's hard, but we
Sure.
need you to speak into the
You can hold it up.
Sure,
Yeah.
I'll hold it up, okay.
Yes, perfect.
Okay, too loud. Okay, so we have our commission members here. We have our chairwoman, John Buckley, who is a Gold Star wife and a U.S. Air Force veteran. I'm not going to go into each detail. These are available on the website. Have myself. I am a veteran of the United States Navy. We have David Tanana, is a USMC veteran. Kirk Cohn is a U.S. Staff Sergeant in the Air Force. And then we have Ted Baker, who is actually our newest member. He is actually the president and CEO of Shaw Construction and Management here in Plymouth. He is also the founding member of the Plymouth Banner Program, Veteran Banner Program. So in downtown Plymouth, you'll notice there's banners up of our veterans within the township, and he is the founder of that as well. So he is a non-military member, but he is actively, we love having him on board because he is that conduit between our citizens and the veteran community. We have Lieutenant Colonel retired Krista McKinley. We have Ron King as well, who is a Vietnam veteran in the Air Force. Okay, so this is our second year of the 9/11 Memorial celebration of, our memorial ceremony of the 9/11 tragedies. We are very proud to be spearheading that. This is our second year. It is at the memorial, the Hines Drive Memorial, First Responder Memorial, and we have keynote speaker every year. This year was the Royal Oak Police Officer and USMC veteran, Brian Buckley, also the husband of Chairwoman John Buckley. It was an absolutely phenomenal service. I encourage you to go. We'll be doing this again next year. We have the color guard, and we have taps played, and it is absolutely a beautiful tribute to the 9/11 tragedies. We do have, David Tanana was able to acquire some relics from the 9/11 buildings themselves from the Twin Towers. So we have those on display as well. We also engage young, we had the high schoolers come, we had them sing one year, and they were able to actually visibly see the 9/11 memorial items that we have, because they weren't even really born then, so they're able to understand what was going on then. And it is absolutely, I brought my dad last year, and he was moved beyond really, and he's a Vietnam veteran, so it was absolutely beautiful. So we encourage you to come next year on September 11th. Okay, so as I mentioned, our main goal is to engage the community and have visibility of the commission itself. So every April, there is a mental health and wellness fair in downtown Plymouth, and we are proud to say that we've been there for the past 2 years. This year, we had Chairwoman Jennifer Buckley there. It was a very cold Saturday, if I remember correctly, and she was there handing out information on the commission, on veteran awareness, and specifically suicide prevention. That is unfortunately a plague in our community that we are want to be sure that our veterans in Plymouth and everywhere know that we are a resource for them. So that was a great event to be present at. We also were, some of our commission members were at the Kroger and then the Bush's grocery stores for Poppy Days. That happens in May, and that is, again, honoring our veterans. This has been happening for many years, basically taking donations, and then you get a poppy in return. And we're there representing our veterans and the commission. We had Chairwoman Jennifer Buckley and Lieutenant Colonel Krista McKinley present at a senior living facility, honoring the veterans there during their award ceremony and showing, basically, again, raising visibility to the commission itself, letting them know that we're available, we have meetings, and we are also available as resources for the VA and getting them that information if they need it. And they were able to represent the commission there during that award ceremony. This is a really big deal. This is very exciting. USA Hockey is actually, we have an arena. If you're not familiar, there's an arena out kind of outside of the city a little bit, over by the Home Depot, and it's an absolutely wonderful space. USA Hockey plays there, and we're very happy to say that we have been actively participating in almost every home game, honoring a veteran of the game. So each veteran that's nominated is given a voucher, free admission, and swag bags that are donated to basically, again, honor and then show visibility of the support that we want to give the veterans. These are the veterans that were honored in 2025. I would like to point out that Commission Member David Tanana's son is up there, and John Lockwood as well, Commission Member John Lockwood. It was an absolutely wonderful year, and we do hope to do this again at every single home game, truly every single home game. I think we missed a few last year, but we would like to get every single home game have a veteran of the game. We also had the Salute to Service night. This is what this picture is from. You can see Lieutenant Colonel Krista McKinley there, and Kirk Cohen there as well. And then we did sponsor a night called Chuck-a-Puck. So everyone, you could purchase a duck for a certain amount or donate, and then you were able to throw the duck onto the ice. And then we actually earned about $500 in donations that evening. So it was a fantastic event. It was a very great turnout. We're excited to do that again this year. We have a lot of goals for 2026. First and foremost, this year, unfortunately, we weren't able to do the Ruck March. If you were here last year, you saw some photos from our Ruck March that we took from the VFW down in Plymouth all the way to the First Responder Memorial and then back. It was a phenomenal event. Friends and family, first responders and veterans all came, and we walked that route. This year, we weren't unfortunately able to do that, but next year, we've got really great lineup. We have Ethos Performance hopefully co-sponsoring this event next year. And we want to include more and more people from the community, citizens, veterans, anyone we can get to make it a really great event.
I will just clarify,
Sure.
It was last year, 2025, that we couldn't do the Ruck March,
Yes.
but this year,
This year, 2026, we're
May
going to have it.
2026, we
Correct.
will.
Yes, exactly. So it's too soon in the year to
Well,
know.
that's okay, yeah, sorry.
And then,
Yeah,
of course,
the
we'll be doing the
9/11.
9/11 ceremony as well, encouraging everyone to come to that. We do have a Facebook page that's active as well, so that's another thing that we have going. And we also have a QR code that's often up and running for donations or for signups too. So 2 small things that are new. And then we also would like to be more incorporated into the Memorial Day celebrations. Lieutenant Colonel Krista McKinley did speak on behalf of the VFW, but we would like to be, as a commission, have some representation, whether it be marching or something like that at the Memorial Day celebrations. We'll be participating in the Mental Health and Wellness Fair, some more Veterans Day celebrations lined up, doing the poppy sales again, and then having representation at the VAs, both in Canton and Ann Arbor, or letting our veterans know of the availability and the proximity of those VA hospitals to Plymouth Township. Veteran of the Game Night. This is very exciting. I encourage everyone to go. It's a lot of fun. Bring the kids. It's a good time. And then, of course, continue the involvement of the community, showing visibility through access of meetings and events, and then, of course, making sure that we are representing our veterans in the township as best we can. So thank you, everyone, very much. If you have any questions, please let Chairwoman Buckley know, and Unfortunately, I'm moving to Northville next week, so I will no longer be part of the commission, but it's been an honor, so.
Yes, and you did a wonderful job. Thank you so much.
Thank
you
you.
for your service on our commission.
Yes.
Take care of your little sick one at home.
Yes, I have to get home.
And we wish you many prayers and blessings on your new adventure in Northville.
Thank
So
you. It's been an honor to
Yeah.
serve, so.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
Very nice.
Thank you, everyone. Have a good night.
God bless.
So next item will be our chaplain's presentation for the police department.
Mr. Supervisor, thank you, and board. Benjamin, would you step up, please? Plymouth Township Police Department is very excited to add a new member to our team, and to our chaplains team. Currently, Rennie Kaufman, who's here tonight, Rennie, if you want to step up as well, is our current police chaplain. Benjamin is joining our team. Our police chaplains are volunteers. They are on call similar to us. When our officers are at specific scenes and the need arises for a police chaplain, we offer that to our residents. If they say, yeah, I'd like to have a chaplain come to the scene, then we make calls and then the chaplains arrive. I can tell you myself, I've been at scenes with Rennie Kaufman, and these are very traumatic scenes. Many times they're scenes where people have passed away. Our chaplains, Rennie, and I know Benjamin's going to follow in the same footsteps. When they arrive, it just gives the family a lot of solace to have somebody, a minister there that can assist them in really many times their worst situations. So Benjamin J. Barnes is an extremely passionate man of God and has a desire to serve all persons of God. Benjamin has a drive to give back to his community and sought out this chaplain's opportunity at the Plymouth Township Police Department. Benjamin is a graduate of Renaissance High School. He obtained his undergrad from Eastern Michigan University and is currently enrolled in seeking his graduate degree from Duke Divinity School. Benjamin's co-pastor in his Presence Ministry Worldwide, which is located in Redford Township. Benjamin's parents, who are here today, Benjamin and Paul Lee, are here, and also serve as co-ministers. Benjamin is married to his lovely wife, Lacey, and has two wonderful children, Benjamin III and Blake. Benjamin is a small business owner, and he is a Plymouth Township resident who does not live far from this building. So I want to welcome Benjamin to our team. Welcome. Want to say a few words, please?
To the board, thank you for your time this evening. Thank you, Chief Nitel and Lieutenant Krebs, for just welcoming me with open arms. Really excited and honored to just serve in the community that my wife and I live in. My mom actually snuck out. My mom's not a shapeshifter, believe it or not. But this is my lovely wife, Lacey, who's joined us today. My father, Pastor Benjamin Barnes, and my best friend, Miles, is in the back. So I just wanted to thank you folks for coming out to support me tonight. Again, just really honored to serve and to learn from Pastor Rennie. So just wanted to thank you all so much, and looking forward to meeting each and every one of you. Thank you.
Thank you.
And I've wanted to do this for a while because of all the service that Reverend Rennie Kaufman provides to our police department. Because not only do we provide service to residents who are out there, but he also comes in, we have after action meetings, and assists our officers, especially our younger officers who are dealing with traumatic situations. Reverend Rennie Kaufman is a pastor at the Risen Christ Lutheran Church right here in Plymouth Township. Reverend Kaufman obtains his undergrad degree from Northwood University and continues his graduate studies in theology at the Michigan Theological Seminary, and at Concordia Theological. And we are blessed. He has been blessed with 6 children and 9 grandchildren. Reverend Kaufman is known for donating his personal time and his God-given music talents, which I've seen myself, to benefit nonprofits and charities in the area. The Plymouth Township Police Department is extremely grateful to Rennie Kaufman and to Benjamin Barnes for their willingness to commit and join to the chaplain team at the Plymouth Township Police Department. I asked Rennie to just say a few words on his experience at the police department and with the chaplains program.
Oh, so the 30-minute sermon I can't do? Okay. So it's really already been an honor to meet you, and actually to meet your father and your mom. That's not there anymore. Absolutely. But just to let you know that I've learned from some incredible men in my life that have been chaplains and pastors. And I also learn still. I'll learn from you. What I do here, really, as a volunteer, is spiritual care for the officers, families, the residents here. And sometimes I'll come in and I'll find out that many people don't really have a religious affiliation. That's okay, because I know that God loves them and will meet them exactly where they need to be met. When I was invited into serving in this capacity, I've learned that it brings a different dimension to whatever the situation is, and oftentimes it is a tragic situation. And at times, I just keep quiet. As I'm driving there to wherever it is, I'm like, Lord, you are already present there, as I was sharing earlier with you. I said, help me keep sensitive to your Holy Spirit's prompting and allow me to come alongside of what you are already doing there. Sometimes it's just keeping my mouth shut, listening, maybe even crying with someone, holding their hand, maybe asking a question. Oftentimes you'll see me in prayer, maybe many times. And what's really moved me too is the officers too, quietly bowing their heads as we pray. And then oftentimes some of the officers and the people might see me kneeling beside someone in grief, singing a song or two, a favorite hymn. But it's been a pleasure to serve, and I'm looking forward to serving along with you.
Thank you to the board.
Chief, I have a question. Yes. I'm just curious to know, when you deal with the kind of tragedies and the situations that you deal with in the police department, it also impacts the fire department and the fire personnel. Is this a service that is available to the fire department personnel? Is it something that you've talked about to the chief about, or is it something that we're going to be seeing in the future?
Yeah, absolutely. And we really look at it as a first responder
Right.
program. The program was started before I got here, as far as for the police uniform. But also, Reverend Kaufman assists Sergeant Balmer from the city of Plymouth was just at our station earlier today.
Okay.
And he mentioned that he assisted with they had a situation with a suicide, that he assisted the city of Plymouth as well. But to answer your question, yes, police and fire. Our dispatch center will have both of their phone numbers. If the request is made, whether it be police or fire, then we start making the calls.
Perfect, thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
And to interject, we've worked with Reverend Kaufman. He's really helped us out in the past. And I always know if I need him, I can call him at the drop of a dime. Just because he wears the wrong patch on his shoulder, I'm okay with that. But
That's great to hear, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Go ahead, John.
One other comment in regard to this. First of all, I want to deeply thank you two gentlemen for, I'll wait for Reverend Kaufman, for volunteering. 35 years ago, the chief of police, Carl Berry, whom my wife and I have had some unique political experiences with. But the smartest thing Carl Berry ever did was hire Dr. Ronald Jones, the school psychologist, extra contractual. Now that was 35, 40 years ago. Mental health problems in our society and on the police force and on the firefighters have increased exponentially to the moon and back. I was wondering at some point in time if you weren't going to consider a Dr. Ronald Jones, PhD psychologist, University of Virginia graduate, to stabilize things and for people to talk to on the police department, on the fire department, and at the tragedies that are occurring in our society. The trauma of drunk driving, domestic violence, murder, traffic accidents. Firefighters don't realize that the public, we just can't handle seeing fire. It really upsets people greatly. So I think you should think about finding a resource, and I want to pay tribute to Dr. Ronald Jones, who Carl Berry would call at the drop of a hat. And he also interviewed every prospective firefighter and police officer. I would like to think that the Plymouth Township people deserve a Dr. Ronald Jones to help us out.
Okay. Next item, we're going to move to the police again, and we're going to discuss purchasing some equipment to beef up our gym, which is in this building. And Sergeant Mike, we'll wait till everybody leaves here. Sergeant Mike Hinkle will tee this up. He's been working on this with me and a volunteer consultant who knows about gyms. All right.
Yes, thank you, Supervisor Kermey, Board of Trustees, and Chief Nightel, who just walked out, for allowing me to speak on the employees' behalf in this subject tonight. Unfortunately, I'm the least eloquent speaker you will hear tonight, so I apologize for that. But, kind of to piggyback off of Trustee Stewart's last conversation, or last speech here, is in 2025 and 2026, PTPD has really tried to focus hard on health and wellness for our employees. We've established a peer support group with officers who went to training to do that on a confidential basis and seek further help if those officers who go and confide in those, our peer support team, can go and get that proper help. We've also been making more aware and stressing the use of the Township Employee Assistance Program, right? So when we are reevaluating this health and wellness program, we kind of realize we're missing the physical health aspect of it. So with the direction of Chief Nightel, I was tasked with kind of looking into the establishment of the physical health improvement plan for the police department. So I kind of broke this down into two steps. A little bit on my background, I guess that minorly qualifies me for this, but I played sports my whole life. I played college football, so I've been in and out of training facilities and workout facilities and been coached by some of the best coaches in the country when it comes to this stuff. So the first thing I wanted to do was evaluate our current workout facility here at the township. We have several employees that use it. I don't think it gets used enough. I myself use it. I know a few of the other officers use it. And part of that is due to, I think, aging of equipment and things of that nature. So I went upstairs with Supervisor Kermey. We had a consultant donate some of his time who is very well versed in this subject. We looked at the equipment. We noticed a lot that was either aging out, not functioning properly, and just frankly intimidating for all employees that when they walk in and go to a gym and you see equipment and you say, I don't know how the heck to get on this. I don't know what this thing does, right? So we kind of all came together and came up with a comprehensive plan to update that facility. We used some criteria to look at that, such as the equipment condition, the serviceability. Is it serviceable? Are there parts available? Practical uses. Are there redundant exercise machines in the ease of use, things of that nature? And then what's the physical benefit of that equipment? After that evaluation, we kind of determined that there's several pieces that we should probably get rid of. Evaluating the new equipment, we used several different criteria, such as diversity of use, movements, and people's capabilities. So this is a police department project that we hope benefits every employee in the township. Every employee is going to be able to go up there and utilize this facility. So with that, we want equipment that's going to be suited, well-rounded. It's not going to be a powerhouse gym or a Pilates gym. It's going to be a well-rounded facility. The ease of use, is it overly complicated? The longevity and how long that equipment can last. The cost effectiveness and what's the ROI? What's the return on investment, right? So I think it goes without saying, and we can look at study after study, that healthier employees, lower healthcare costs in the long run. Morale is drastically improved and productivity improves. So that was kind of the first step we had in researching this project. The second step was how, on the police department side, was how do we incorporate this or incentivize it to be used? So the second step of this is, with the blessing of the chief, is we were able to create a policy that allows officers to utilize their breaks that are already provided to them within the CBA to use the workout facility during working hours. I can tell you, as somebody who's married with two very little kids that are very busy and working 12-hour shifts and this and that, it's very difficult to find that time outside of work to do that. So the policy was created in conjunction with the lieutenant and the chief here, and it's a growing trend within local law enforcement. We are not the first ones to think of this. Livonia, Northville, and Plymouth City are just some of the local departments that all currently have this same type of policy that allows officers to utilize their break times to work out on township property or their respective city property.
What about before and after shift?
So yes, we can do that. Again, though, when we talk about that, people have to go get their kids from school, daycare, childcare runs out, things of that nature, so.
But it is permissible.
It is permissible, yes, yeah.
Like
A lot of.
before you start your shift?
Yep. I used to come here at 3 in the morning when I was on nights and go up there on my off days before I was married and had kids. So it is there still, and that's for any employee. That facility is open 24/7.
And you guys are okay with other employees being there?
It is
They
now.
always have been.
It always has
I
been.
know, but it's being presented as like a police thing.
It is,
so-
and I think
They did the work.
it's for us, but benefits everybody. So we want it to benefit the entire township. I'm okay putting the foot forward to get the project done and it benefiting everybody, so it benefits us as well. That doesn't bother me in the least. So within this policy, I'm sure the questions will come up. A lot of the big things are who's going to monitor this, who's going to take care of the equipment, things of that. That's all built into our policy. We're going to have supervisors do bi-weekly checks on the facility, make sure it's clean, working equipment, things of that nature.
By the way, the fire department was part of the process. And
Yes.
involved with us with a consultant.
Yes, correct. I apologize. I neglected to mention that. But the word is spread about this throughout the department that this is a possibility. I can tell you the excitement, the morale boost that it's provided. People are really looking forward to this opportunity to take that break, get a good workout in, feel better, and move about their day. So You know, last board meeting, Trustee Stewart spoke about officer morale and throughout the state. And I can tell you, little things like this are what really help boost that morale. Even though we're an agency that hosts high morale as it is, it can always be better, no matter what. So thank you for your time. And is there any questions or concerns?
Yeah, I came today. I came today and I spoke with Chuck for a little bit and took a tour in there. And I just want to first off commend you for putting this together. I was telling Chuck that the only impediments I see to this getting a return on investment, and you can speak to this, is the location seems not the most ideal. You know, like at the fire department, it's right there, like in the building.
Sure.
This, it's like up the stairs across
Yeah.
from the supervisor's office. My husband's a police officer in Royal Oak. Theirs is in the basement, and it just
Yep.
feels like a gym down there.
Yep.
Do you feel like that's an impediment? Maybe not for you, but
Well, sometimes you have to work with what you got.
do you have numbers as to how many people have been going and how many you suspect could begin to start going?
So, absolutely. And I don't think the location's going to have much impact, to be honest with you. I think that in conjunction with the new policy and the additions or the improvements upon that room, as childish as it is, I can tell you that when colleges recruit athletes, the first things they look at are the facilities. Do they have an indoor training facility? How nice is their weight room? How nice is their stadium? Things like that. So it does bring people in. Those improvements, and along with the policy, I know on the police end, are going to drastically improve that. Not only that, but the equipment we chose and looked at is more fitting for a vast array of physical capabilities. So a vast array of cardio equipment that's both low impact or high intensity. There's a vast array of weight training equipment that's cable versus plates and things of that nature. So low impact versus high intensity. And a functional fitness area as well for things like jump ropes or sandbags, things of that nature.
Is that in the budget too, sandbags and those things?
So there's a lot of equipment that is being provided, or I shouldn't say a lot, but there are some things that are being donated as well. And there's stuff that officers or other employees have brought up there. That's their own personal stuff that has been up there for years, and people have been free to use it. So that's not uncommon.
Is there any limitations? I know you guys worked with the fire chief on, weights being dropped at that second story level there. Like, is there a squat rack? Is there?
So currently there's a Smith machine, which is like an assisted squat rack. We are planning on putting a free weight squat rack in there. With that being said, I stayed away from some equipment like deadlift bars and deadlift platforms for that reason. And part of that also is the flooring. So the current flooring up there is very insufficient, very squishy rubber. The flooring that we chose for this is designed for gyms to help kind of disperse that shock if something was dropped and things like that.
Have we ever looked into, this is a kind of a side, we talked about this briefly. Have we ever looked into some type of a partnership or something with LA Fitness being right there?
That's difficult because they're
yeah.
somewhat of a competitor to them, right? LA Fitness is not the most customer oriented. It's kind of a selling place. Right? I mean, they sell memberships. That's their bag.
So if you have Blue Cross Blue Shield, they have a program to where you can get discounts on memberships to all kinds of gyms and stuff like that. I know I've done that. I know Mark does
Even
it.
if you're not, even if you're under 65.
Yeah.
Yeah,
know that.
I
Absolutely, yeah.
qualify.
I know several employees that do it, and I've done it in the past.
Well, and I think part of the allure to it, if you don't mind me, is, you know, I think we can see Chief Kudra's exit here. He's well-respected. This was his home, right? So there is something to that, too, about not having to go elsewhere to do these types of things. It's all here. That room has been provided to us from the past. Let's keep it nice and updated for our employees now. So it's an incentive. It's that we take care of them, they take care of us type of mentality.
And a good number of the pieces that are up there, the machine where you have the multi stations,
Yes.
it doesn't work well.
Correct.
It really needs to be changed. I haven't used it much over the past year and a half because of health issues, but prior to that, I went up there frequently, and I would always see police officers up there working out at different hours.
Yeah,
Chief
all
Conley
over the
uses it
place.
every day.
Yeah, and so I think it's important to have this as part of the regimen for employees because it makes them fit, it makes them healthier. It's good mentally to be physically
Stress
fit.
reliever, yeah.
And so I'm 100% in support of this and the notion that you could take a little bit of time, barring you're not fighting crime at the moment.
Correct.
You know,
Yes.
you can go up there and walk on the treadmill or do something. I think it's good, and it will lower your overall health costs, I think, in the long run.
Right, and also when, being in this building, in the event of an emergency, they can get their clothes on quick and be out the door to the car if they have to.
Yeah, but they are wearing clothes.
Well, I mean, they're
Thank God for that.
their uniform, they can get their uniform on quick.
So I did make a safety suggestion also when I was there, and this is for everybody, and because there's just a solid door there.
To the east,
exterior.
west hallway.
Yeah, my suggestion is that should have some type of glass on it, so we can see who's in there, just make sure if there's a male and a female that they're safe, there's no, bad reports getting put out. Also, we can walk by and see, people are using it, it's like
It'll
we're
motivate
getting-
others to get in there.
Yeah.
Shame
That's also a very good point we're building fire stations now. We make sure the gymnasium area is in an open area in case someone has some sort of cardiac issue or an accident or something. That's actually a very good point.
So there is safety aspects built into the policy that we've created as far as our officers, when they're working out, they have to have their radios on them. They're not allowed to have their weapons in there. They have to have their cell phones on them and things like that. So as well as we're looking at to make sure that we have the proper first aid equipment and stuff like that in there.
Good.
So there's also, it's adjoining showers for men and women are also attached.
Yes.
Yeah, I have mixed feelings about that, but, you gotta work with what you got,
Sandy?
First off, Sergeant Hinkle, I want to thank you for taking the time to work on this, investigate it, ask the questions, research what we have. I remember a time when we used to have someone come in and do exercise programs
that's right.
with clerical employees who did that on a regular basis, because I know because they encouraged me to go, and of course I never did, too lazy. But what I want to say is that, first off, I would like to see the policy, because I would like to see exactly what it encompasses. I also want to say that I have a concern, and I don't know if it's being addressed, about the township assuming liability in the event an employee is working out and something happens. I mean, I don't want that to fall back on us.
I can touch on that for you.
Sure.
So in part of doing this research, I got several policies from agencies that do this.
Good.
Most of them have a waiver liability form. We created that. It was reviewed by our township attorney, Kevin Bennett. It was signed off and sent back, so that's ready to go. And our plan is, prior to anyone's usage of that room, they have to either sign off on this form, or if they don't sign off on it, they cannot utilize that physical fitness break through the day.
Good. I'm happy to hear that. And then the only other issue that I want to bring up is that we have a purchasing policy, and it's something that was just handed out recently, and it's something I've asked questions about. On any item or service that is expected to cost $20,000 or more, there is a formal bid process that we're supposed to follow. And I just want to ensure that in doing this, that we are following the purchasing policy, that we are doing the bids that need to be done. I realize it's piece by piece, but we need to know, not just from one person.
Sure.
We need to know that we are being responsible with the expenditure of the funds.
So I can speak on that a little bit as well. So this company that you see here with this quotes, it is the company that provided the equipment the first time for this weight room. It is also government pricing that they provided us. So it is as low as they can go. It's also one of the very few commercial gym equipment providers that actually has a brick and mortar locally. A lot of this is order online and ship. So with that, they were able to provide installers and also carry away the old equipment that's either damaged or out of use. So it really accelerates that the efficiency and the cost effectiveness by the government pricing.
And
I spoke with Carol Rashan about this, and the auditors indicated that it meets the policy because the one item, only one item is over. Everything's a very small price except for the one item, which is the 90. And they said that it was acceptable because the individual items were below the $20,000.
But the overall thing is over 20,000.
Right.
I'm just reading the policy.
I
This
know
is
what you
what the
said, but
policy
we
says.
thought about this and we reviewed it with Carol Rashan, and she assured me that she checked and she thought it was acceptable.
Okay,
And also, this company, some of this equipment is pre-owned that's in here. So it was a package deal. It was difficult to do a direct comparison with somebody else with the used equipment or pre-owned in there. So we are getting a rock bottom price.
And I think that's great. I just want to be sure, because this is not something we've talked about as a board. We do have a policy. The policy is in place. I don't want to hear, reasons why and excuses. I want to make sure that we are adhering to the policy. If Carol is fine with it, I'm fine with it. I just want to make sure that we do our due diligence and ensure that we are doing things the proper way. I very much appreciate what you've done, and I think that you're going to see a lot of people who are going to want to participate. Maybe some of us electeds could even participate on occasion if we wanted to, but thank you very much for your time and your effort.
Thank you. Yes, sir, Mr. Stewart.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Many of you are probably unaware that our supervisor is a cyclist. His ethnic heritage is that of Malta, and I'm Dutch. And Netherlands is the country with the most number of bicycles. And you can see what they do in speed skating in the Olympics. When did the yoga classes start for women?
I couldn't.
When do the yoga classes start for women?
Weight train.
Employees, hang on a minute, please. Don't interrupt me.
It's
You
a
talk
funny
over me.
joke. It's a
She's
funny
just being
joke.
funny. All right.
Settle down.
Okay, let's move forward. Go ahead, John. Finish what you're saying.
When do the yoga, well, don't interrupt me again. I'm really tired of that. You have a repeated track record.
And it's all on video.
Yep. When did the yoga classes start for women? Rhetorical question.
Okay.
I have the greatest admiration for this chief who can go out and jog 2 miles right now, 3 miles, a 5K. I have worked out with weights with attorney Kevin Bennett and with Drew Loudon in the fire department. Physical fitness decreases emotionally unstable, mentally unstable people.
John, okay. Go.
So I would like to see a further program. Now, at 75 years old, I was able to introduce another Eagle Scout on the Detroit Lions, David Montgomery. And David and I had some fun because David's 5'11" and 220 pounds. I said, David, I resemble that remark. Then we started talking about diet. I know a little bit about this, being the father of an academic athletic All-American softball pitcher from Western Michigan University, and a son-in-law who is in charge of the athletic programs and the workout fitness room at Granville High School, and he's the head baseball coach there. So I am completely in support. Physical fitness, mental fitness, and emotional fitness go hand in hand. And we have a great need. Now, I tried to arouse this need in the previous supervisor. And he said, well, I stretch out. Yeah, he stretched us out all right. Now, Jim Harrell, battalion chief, would walk the grounds while he was on duty. And he had his phone with him at all times. That increased his mental acuity. As Sandy Groth likes to say, he was the model guy. And he retired. Anything we can do to support the mental, physical, and emotional growth and development of our employees, we should support that. We have addictions now of sports betting on the iPhones. We have a lot of young male officers on the fire department and the police department who might get hooked on gambling. All you got to do is put your credit card down, they give you $250, and then you got to spend $750. We got to erase it. You know, psychologists say you do things that make you feel good. So let's create a new atmosphere. I was very surprised when the supervisor called me 2 weeks ago and said, we're going to buy $20,000 worth of equipment. I said, Eureka, it's about time. I don't know why the women employees on the first floor of Township Hall aren't asked to pack a brown bag lunch and transport it down to the Lake Point Soccer Park, and you walk them around that beautiful park. It's 4/10 of a mile, by the way. And you have a lunch down there. We're not doing those kinds of things. We have no personnel, human relations coordinator here in this township. But this supervisor has taken the initiative methodically and slowly to try and increase the betterment of the health and welfare of our people, of our employees. I've tried to set the example also. But it's really nasty, some of the politics we've seen here in this township. And I found out about that when I was in Lansing last week for a day with the poor governors, and I'll talk about that later. But anyway, I would like to expand your idea. And Officer Hinkle, you would make my month if you would call me and say, you know what? Laura Simpson has begun to organize yoga for women. And they're meeting at 12 to 12:30 in the new workout room. That would be a significant improvement and something that our supervisor can take credit for and the Board of Trustees can all take credit for. So, thank you very much.
All right.
I'm ready to make a motion
Okay,
unless.
Motion to approve?
Thank you.
Yeah, I move to approve Resolution 2026-02-10-13, authorizing the Plymouth Township Police Department to purchase weights, cardio equipment, and flooring upgrades for the Plymouth Township Employee Gym not to exceed $29,200. Authorize the Finance Director to appropriate fund balance in the amount of $29,200 to the general fund to make the purchase based on the account breakdown given.
Second. Okay, we have a motion and we have a second. Supervisor Kermy.
Yes.
Clerk Borba, yes. Trustee Buckley.
Yes.
Trustee Clinton.
Yes.
Trustee Stewart.
Yes.
Trustee Gross.
Yes,
Motion carries. Thank you.
thank you.
So now we have another purchase from the police department, which is equipment, radios. And we're gonna get an explanation from Lieutenant Krebs about this.
Good evening. I come before you tonight to seek the authorization to order 7 Motorola APX 6500 radios. Now, this particular radio, the 6500s, are going to be considered the mobile radios. They are going into the patrol vehicles that we have in our fleet. And then 3 Motorola portable APX N70 radios. As you may recall from last year, we did purchase a significant number of prep radios. We actually purchased 40 of them. But we need the 3 additional prep radios to be able to establish some extras in the event that we have some unplanned maintenance or unplanned events to where our current radios get damaged. So therefore, we're going to have some spares available. In addition, to be able to have some spares, we have some big, larger events. We did experience this with Liv, with needing a couple of additional radios to be able to make sure that we had good coverage amongst the staff that were working that particular event. So as you may recall, in our patrol fleet, we have 10 patrol vehicles. In 2024, we purchased one of the APX 6500 and upfitted that into the vehicle. In 2025, we purchased 2 with some of the vehicle upfit expense money that we had. And then now in this year, we need to purchase those 7. So the 7 radios that we currently have in our fleet of vehicles are at least 10 years old. They have reached the end of their life. They're not fixable, not repairable. In addition to that, they're not going to be accepting of the encryption codes, keys, algorithms that are going to be necessary moving forward due to some requirements that we're going to experience on that. As I said, the 3 prep radios are just going to add to our extras. So we'll have 5 extra prep radios in the event that we experience some sort of unplanned issue with one of our current ones that we have deployed. If you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer those.
You rotate in the spares so they get used and you don't end up with 3 brand-new radios 10 years from now?
Well, see, each of the
The
prep radios...
unused radios and all the rest are worn out? Kind of like tire rotation, where the old way you used to rotate the spare in?
Yeah, you could do that. Typically, it's, because each radio is programmed with a specific name. You know, for example, the prep radio that I'm assigned is my name. So when I key it up on the dispatch console, it comes up underneath my name. And same with the other officers that we have on our staff. So therefore, if it's keyed up, the dispatchers know exactly whose radio it is. In the event that the transmission doesn't come across clear, and maybe there's some sort of struggle, so we can quickly identify what the issue might be.
So how do you end up with 3 brand-new radios that are obsolete after the end of 10 years that have never been used?
No, I'm sorry, are you referring to that we have radios that have not been used?
Rotate them in. If you have more
Okay.
radios than you need, but do you put the equal amount of wear on all radios so that it's distributed? So that you just, kind of like socks, if you wear the same, you take the socks off the same pile every time, you wear out the socks or the underwear, and you end up with brand-new stuff that's obsolete.
I see what you're
Unused
saying.
stuff
We
that's-
certainly could do that.
Kind of like spare tires.
Yeah.
When-
Because programming the name, that's one of our staff members, one of our dispatchers, he's very passionate about the radios, and he has the ability to program the name to that particular radio, so we could rotate them out to get them evenly worn.
That way you end up with effectively having more radios really in the system by equally wearing them out. Just like the spare tire on your car, when you junk your car, you have a brand-new spare tire that's totally unused somewhere stored in the vehicle.
Like the old days.
or a pickup truck. Yeah. Nowadays, you don't get a spare tire in many vehicles.
They're extra.
Yeah.
It's a similar thing we had 2 weeks ago, and I'll request again, can you buy it versus rent it
Lease versus.
Can you lease it?
versus buy it?
I don't know. I don't know. That's something that we haven't considered. But I'd have to reach out and contact the representative for Motorola to see if that was an
So
option.
we need to look at that. Again, we need to be lease versus buy on everything we do going forward.
Mr. Supervisor.
Wait,
Oh,
just
hold
one.
on.
I think
I'm
trustee
sorry.
Groth had a question.
You know I always have something to say.
Okay.
Again, Lieutenant Krebs, I appreciate your time and your effort. This is not a criticism, but I'm going to refer back to the purchasing policy that has a very specific requirement as to the procedure we follow when cost of services is expected to exceed $50,000. Are we talking about a single source supplier here, or are there other suppliers of the Motorola equipment?
So locally, I'm not aware of any other Motorola suppliers.
Locally.
And I'd have to check to see if this would qualify under the state bid pricing. But this may fall under the same guidelines as the workout equipment, to where the item itself is not more than the $20,000. There's each radio itself, let's say each radio is $6,000 or $7,000. That could be one of the areas as well.
Well, I personally see that as a workaround around the policy, so I'm not comfortable with assuming or looking at purchasing in terms of, well, if we cut it down to this, then I'm talking about the aggregate cost. And I just want to make sure it says that when it is expected to exceed $50,000, an advertisement in the local paper, which we don't have, and/or appropriate trade publications shall be placed in addition to direct requests to known providers of the service, and then they have to be reviewed by the requesting department for recommendations, and the service agreement has to be approved by the township board upon recommendation by the requesting department director and supervisor. Again, I just want to make sure that we are strictly adhering to our purchasing policy. Did we budget for these radios?
Yes, we did.
Okay, so you did ask for money to be set aside for this?
Yes, we did.
Okay, so
And actually, if I may, the budgetary amount is actually more than this project is going to cost.
well, that makes it even better.
Let's see here.
Sandy, can I ask, are we talking about services or cost of goods? What are you reading from?
It can be either one. The key is an expenditure in excess of
But
$50,000.
we haven't done that with vehicles and stuff
Well,
like that.
and that's my problem.
Well, vehicles are on
Can't get a bid for
a
any
state.
competition.
That's a
for
state purchasing,
Yeah,
pricing
that's
thing.
different.
And that's different, but the point is, we have a purchasing policy for a reason, and we've not been looking at it, and we've not been adhering to it. I just want to make sure that we are doing that.
All right, so my commitment and the police department, I hope it's their commitment, we're going to tighten this up in the future and figure out how we're gonna have to lay out what we've looked, lease versus buy, and other sources if they exist. In this case, probably not, because we're specifying a brand name and a specific model to match the models we already have. So we'll have to, if you search that, you'll have to look for suppliers that will supply exactly that specification.
Right, and I'm sure there are, but the point is, let's just, please, follow the
Yeah,
agreement.
and I've heard you, and, we're gonna tighten it up.
Please do, yes, I would appreciate that.
To answer one of your questions, trustee Groth, about the amount that we had budgeted for this particular project. So yes, so in our capital outlay fund for 2026, we had budgeted $93,000 for this. At that particular time, we were thinking that we were going to have to purchase 9, but since we purchased 2 in 2025 with some of the upfit expense money that we had, that reduced that down to 7. So 7 is the need right now to complete the upfit process So all of the vehicles are outfitted with the newest technology.
You will have 10 only, no spares for vehicles.
Yeah, 10 only for the mobile radios. I feel comfortable with that. I don't think there's a need to have an extra one just laying around in a drawer or a box. So 10 is what we need to be able to function.
That's good to hear. Thank you very
You're welcome.
much.
Mr. Supervisor, I move to approve Resolution 2026-02-10-14, authorizing the Plymouth Township Police Department to purchase 7 Motorola APX 6500 radios, 3 Motorola portable APX N77/800 radios, accessories, and upfit expenses not to exceed $78,500 from the capital outlay account 101-301-970-000.
Second.
Second by Buckley.
This does not provide for what we talked about, the leasing, looking into the leasing. It doesn't specify that we could be leasing. So I'm questioning if we should put this off until the next meeting when we get the answers to the leasing, or, you know, because if we approve this resolution as it's written, we're talking about purchase, and that kind of negates what you said, Trustee Clinton, in regards to looking at all avenues.
Well, I think in the future, especially when you look at, $70,000, $100,000 a year, leasing versus buying is just a good option.
Right.
I think in this situation, it probably won't work, but I think it's a good thing to continue to look at this thing, because it may
Start to
be
look
a
at
good
it that
idea.
way.
So I'm going to vote yes, but I think in the future, we've got to look at it, because it may be a good thing for a lot of reasons.
I'm sorry.
Okay, Supervisor Kermy.
Yes.
Clerk Vorba, yes. Trustee Buckley.
Yes.
Trustee Clinton.
Yes.
Trustee Stewart.
Yes.
Trustee Grove.
No.
Motion carries. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So this finishes all our items for tonight. So now we have comments on anything. You can get up and say anything you want. Anybody have any comments, questions?
Okay.
No? Sandy, go ahead. No.
I said all I have to say. Thank you.
Okay. John, anything to say? Said a lot tonight.
Last Wednesday, it was my privilege to be among an invited crowd of 85 people for a civility forum in Lansing with Governor Granholm on Zoom and 3 governors personally present: Snyder, Engler, and Blanchard. I took notes. My wife was with me. I read these notes to Trustee Groth, and I didn't want to read them at a board meeting. But Trustee Groth challenged me. She said, do it.
I thought you didn't like being read to.
So my notes are, Governor Granholm was concerned about the negative campaigning, the vitriol, the over-the-top personal attacks. Follow the rules. Governor Snyder, of course, Rick's my friend. He married, my wife graduated from Dearborn High 50 years ago with his wife, Sue Snyder from Dearborn High. And Rick and Susan were married by my father-in-law, the Presbyterian minister in Dearborn. Of course, Rick started out with, we need relentless, positive words and actions. We need to quit fighting. We need to get along with each other. I'm reading from my notes. Don't say or do anything that isn't acceptable at a board meeting, that isn't acceptable in your family. And that includes vulgarity. "60 years ago, parents were able to caution their children with soap in the mouth. Governor Blanchard knocked me off my seat He's tired of lies, lies, and lies. And he was referring to social media. And he said, what's up with the attack of an 80-year-old man in Plymouth Township named Dwayne Zantock? This is Jim Blanchard. 45 years ago, Jim Blanchard stood up with me and for me so that I could practice in front of the United States Supreme Court. He's a lawyer who went to law school in Minnesota. He spent 3 years in that beautiful town, Minneapolis, which has been ravaged by a lack of respect for law enforcement. John Engler, I have a hardball in my office and I love to play hardball. He signed the hardball for me and he says, John, you got to get all your closed meetings and all of your board meetings on tape. It's all got to be televised. And then you got to have more concerned citizens meetings in public. That was Big John Engler. I served under him. So references were made and I was asked about certain people at that forum. And then Friday morning, I was an invited guest at the front table with the superintendent of education for the state of Michigan. And I had a cordial conversation with the three candidates for governor. Jocelyn Benson, Mike Cox, and Mike Duggan. Not a word of vulgarity either on Wednesday at the governor's forum or on Friday morning at the education forum. Each time I was identified as someone from Plymouth Township. Finally, it was Blanchard who said, knock it off. Thank you very much and good night.
Was he referring to us in Plymouth Township when he said knock it off? Or just in general? Anyway.
Look at the public discourse that's going on in our society today. And one very personal thing, I cannot handle racism.
Okay, Jerry Vorba?
We're good.
Oh, by the way, when are you sending out the cards?
They'll be sending out soon.
In the month of February or
Well,
March?
we're trying to get them out.
Voter cards.
Yeah. Other communities are sending out separate notices. Canton just sent out thousands of them that were just to inform people that there's going to be a change. We're trying to avoid that, but you know, if people don't respond to this in a proper way, you could end up with a problem at the polls. So we'll see.
You can just send out the cards like we always did.
Yeah,
You don't have to send out a letter saying you're going to get a card.
I know. I'm just telling you what other people are doing because it's a big change.
Thank you for getting the map out there so that people could see the change.
So our plan is to get that out there either late February, early March.
Mark, anything?
I'm good.
And I'm all set.
All right, I just have a couple of things. We're working on a project that we probably will bring here at the next board meeting. It will be to fix the audio and acoustics in this building. It's a big project. I think we'll be ready. By the way, does anybody using MTA training? Because I'm considering renewing for $1,900 the free training.
I try to utilize it.
I think it's a good idea.
Okay, so we probably should do that then. MDOT will be here Thursday from 4 to 6 to put on a seminar about the construction on M14 and 696. It's essentially a mirror image reverse of last year with closings.
What time is that?
4 to 6 on February 12th, Thursday, in this room. We're doing Coffee with a Cop on February 24th, 9:30 to 11 at the Plymouth Roast, which is at the corner of Mill Street and Andover Road in the city of Plymouth. It'll be a joint one with the city of Plymouth Police. Is that right?
That is correct, Mr. Supervisor. Be joint with us in the city of Plymouth, yes.
The Plymouth Township Firefighters Charity will be hosting a fundraiser at
Plaza Lanes on February 28th from noon to 2. It's a bowling event. We'll have some of this on social media. We're doing a composting survey. The Environmental Leadership Commission wants us to explore recycling food. So it's kind of a challenge. Some communities are already doing it, but we're gathering some information on what people think. We don't know whether it's affordable, whether it's doable, or whether the participation. But take a look at that survey. It was in the e-news, and it'll probably be on a social media where you can use a QR code and respond to some questions. Public transit, which there will be an election to raise your taxes approximately $1 million in August. We are an opt-out community, but as part of that planning, there are some events. One is I'm considering having a Board of Trustees, Planning Commission optional work session on Tuesday, March 3rd, so that they can bring, there's been a Western Wayne County group led by OHM, a consultant, to tell them what has been done in planning for the what if it gets approved and we end up with money to have service run by a central transit authority.
Is this the SEMCOG thing? Is that?
It's not SEMCOG, it's,
Okay.
well, really, SMART is the auspices.
Smart. Okay.
And they want to tell us a little bit about what they've done, what they've discovered. They've used cell phone data to determine the routes that people take. So Assad Turfi, who is the Assistant County Executive, is leading this county-wide effort to get the millage passed. So that's what I'm considering for March 3rd. How does everybody's schedule look for March 3rd? It's a Tuesday.
Assad is the man.
He won't be here, but
Well, I think residents need to know too, so I think it's good to.
March 3rd, does it, you know, if you can't be here, that's okay.
It's open for.
We don't need a quorum necessarily. So, and the Planning Commission will be coming also, and it's, you know, optional for them. I hope they come because planning is part of transportation. Traditionally, I don't know how much people in Plymouth, my judgment is people in Plymouth Township won't use it much.
No.
Businesses may, if they have an operation that has a high concentration of people who do not own vehicles or can't afford vehicles. And those concentrations appear to be right here at Ann Arbor Road and Haggerty. There's a lot of employment here, and 5 Mile Road between Sheldon and Napier, with the concentration of where there's labor. And then there's a work, you will receive, and you probably already got it from Sheila Acker, March 19th from 9 to 11. There's going to be some type of presentation given by Neil Greenberg, who's a public transportation consultant and probably an advocate. So you'll get that also. So there's going to be a lot of talk about transportation, which has been 100 years or more than that since the Detroit area has had a regional transportation. The last one was the interurban, which ended sometime in the 1920s.
Yep.
Which was region-wide in southeast Michigan, where you could take public transportation to Northville, Farmington Hills, downtown, and Wayne. So anything else that you guys need, let me know.
If you're talking with the county and with Assad Turfi, would you get an answer as to when the so-called Spike Road is going to open behind the Plymouth Walk? Because the county has legal authority over that road.
Yeah, it hasn't been.
And the
I'm the one-
constituents are asking me.
I'm the one that's controlling that right now, because the construction's not done.
Yeah.
Right.
It's blocked off. I've asked to keep it blocked off until the construction is complete.
Okay, well, but after the construction,
Then it
the
becomes.
county has,
County's already approved it.
Yeah, they've approved it.
the county can overrule
It is a
Supervisor
county
Kermit.
road, correct?
County road.
I'd like to see it
permanently closed, but it's not gonna happen, because we have all these agreements
Correct.
with Brownfield and an exchange of money that Toll Brothers and Pomeroy paid for that Spine Road. It's Spine Road, not Spine.
Spine Road?
Yeah, Spine Road. So, right now, those people are enjoying the best time of their lives in that East Lawn subdivision, because it's very quiet for traffic. And
I think that's pardon me, I think that's a little bit of hyperbole.
The roads are,
Because the construction is noisy.
yeah,
And
that's,
and they
but there's
open the
no
gate.
traffic.
And they open the gate, and the construction machinery goes in there. This is according to Anna Steele, whose word I find 100% credible.
the gate is, they're coming from the south. Equipment is being brought in only from the south.
Right.
Not from the north.
Right.
But when I say quiet, I'm talking about traffic quiet.
Okay.
And the
All right, well-
the drainage is excellent, so now that it's melting, they will not have flooded yards, but the price they'll pay is to have a racetrack in their front yard,
Yes.
like Tavistock. I think the veterans lady lives on, she lives on Tavistock. She's moving out. A lot of,
The gas station?
yeah, a lot of people move out of that area when they have children and dogs, because it's kind of a racetrack. It's our highest maintenance. It sucks up a lot of police resources, because it's a through traffic nightmare that a lot of speeding and other activity goes on that's reckless. So I'm hoping that doesn't get recreated, but it may.
Okay.
May I ask a quick
Yeah.
question? Because I've had people ask me. There's been a bunch of snow and ice buildup on Sheldon Road between the two gas stations and Ann Arbor Road. Have you guys seen it? It's been there
You
for
mean
about a month.
It's
with
cleared.
pump-
It was cleared today or yesterday.
Well,
You're
for the
talking
last-
about the northbound lane?
Yeah,
Yeah, that
the
was
right
Great Lakes
lane.
Water was irresponsible, I think, left it blocked off for weeks.
Yes.
Without them doing any work. They stopped the work because it was probably cold. Now I think they appear to think it's done for now, but I think they're going to come back.
So this
They-
was a water issue?
Yes, they were
Oh,
doing,
okay.
the city of Plymouth has some meters there and some valves, and so they were doing maintenance on that. And then there's another city of Plymouth where they have it blocked off in front of Fuyao Glass. and,
Yes.
Goldsmith
I think
and
it's gone
Sheldon.
now.
Did they get it away
Yeah,
today
it
or
was
yesterday?
gone. It was gone today.
So that was irresponsible. That should have been managed better. I called on it.
Okay, people were asking if
Yeah,
it was Wayne
why are they
County
doing-
didn't plow the road here? What's going on?
No, it's because it was blocked off, they couldn't plow it. So the plow truck could not, so then when they took the barriers away, the snow was left there.
And in my neighborhood, I had a fire hydrant going everywhere. Do you know anything about that?
Oh, you mean it
Water going
froze?
everywhere?
No, when that happens, you gotta call us.
Well, no, there was people there, but I thought it maybe had something to
That
do
would've
with,
been DPW.
the same company was over by Sheldon too.
Probably
Probably
not.
our DPW.
Yeah,
doing something.
it probably was frozen, right? Maybe?
Could've been.
And cracked.
Even though they have my name on them, I don't maintain fire hydrants.
Why
It's
not?
DPW, so
So
I really
they
don't know
were-
what's going
Did
on.
they replace the fire hydrant?
I don't know, as I left, it was gushing water. When I came
Tonight?
back, they were all gone.
Tonight?
No, last night,
Last night.
yeah, so.
Motion
Okay,
to
sorry
adjourn?
sorry to take up time.
No, don't go. Get the questions answered.
Yep.
We have a motion to adjourn. Second.
So adjourn?
Go ahead.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. We're adjourned.
Adjourned at 8:08.